Hi there, welcome back to Apatros Review. In this episode, The Monster of Venice, known in English as The Embalmer, directed by Dino Tavella in the year 1965. It's an Italian horror film. Hi there, welcome back to Apatros Review, your guide to the wild world of science fiction, action, and horror cinema with me, your host, Milosipka. If you want to spell my name, just look at the channel name. Now, in this episode, we take a look at an Italian horror film called The Monster of Venice. That's what the Italian title translates to. In English, it's known by its common public domain title of The Embalmer, which is also the title that's on the Mill Creek Pure Terror set. And this film was directed by Dino Tavella and came out in Italy on the 8th of November 1965. It was then released in France on the 16th of March 1966. It had its USA premiere in Atlanta, Georgia on the 2nd of May 1966, and then a re-release on the 13th of October 1972. The director is Dino Tavella, who also did the story for the film. It was written by Paolo Lombardo, Giambattista Bussetto, Antonio Walter, and Dino Tavella. It was based on an idea by Antonio Walter. And it pretty much stars an actor named Luigi Martocci, who is credited as Mart. Oh man, that's a good one. Mart. Alright. Now, this film has been released on various public domain DVDs. The cheap disc from Alpha Video has a 1:60 ratio in dual mono English and is generally mediocre, while the Retromedia disc has a much newer printer which is slightly stretched out to 190, but has more picture info on the right of the screen, while the review print from Mill Creek's Pure Terror box set is closest to 153, and is an older print of mediocre picture quality, which is the review print I'm using for this episode. All three discs are multi-zone, so you won't have any problems buying these from abroad, but the Retromedia disc is arguably the best one to get so far, even for supplements for this title are thin on the ground, only a trailer on the Retromedia disc. One of the earliest examples of Italian horror filmmaking pertained to the giallo genre, although not exactly a giallo, more along the lines of a prototypic link to the giallo, akin to the early 1970s prototypic slashers before Halloween nailed the slasher genre's presence. The Monster of Venice, or to refer to it by its English public domain title The Embalmer, whichever you prefer, is a dull as dishwasher Italian thriller, with an admittedly cool premise for 1960s horror standards. A rogue hotel manager, with secret access to an old abandoned monastery under the streets of Venice in Italy where the monks have been dead for many years, have been operating a secret lair, where he stores the bodies of the women that he kills while prowling the Venice streets in scuba gear, perfectly preserved by his embalming equipment, and stored standing upright in class display coffins while dressed in white togas. In other words, this guy's making his own love doll collection. As he keeps on adding women to his collection, a news reporter who is having a romantic relationship with the chaperone of a group of female high school students on a field trip figures that a maniacal sex fiend is behind the murders, but his boss won't let him break the story because he doesn't have enough information to back the theory up. But soon, he comes across two local drunks who claim to see lights in the water, giving him enough information to finish off the case. This is strictly a forgettable Italo horror schlocker that even the most forgiving fans of that badass country shaped like a soccer boot, always poised to kick Sicily off the map, tend to avoid. Sure, there's some decent moments, like the climax with the killer, clad in the monk's robes and wearing a rather cool looking skull mask, hides out in plain sight amongst the long decayed skeletons of the original monks in order to catch a victim unawares, but the slow pace and unconvincing acting really sinks this one down a fair bit into forgettable mediocrity. The constant shots of the Venice scenery gives you an impression the film was made by the Venice Tourism Bureau, and this is not the kind of film to be particularly subtle. The freeze-frame close-ups on the killer's victims when they're introduced provide some chuckles for the heckling inclined, as well as the hilarious goof to the stabbed bloke falling from a stage-act coffin onto his face, but ends up on his back in the next shot. Of course, the body could have rolled over when he fell, but anyway. But the funniest thing about this film is that lead actor Luigi Martocci is billed under the rather unfortunate stage name of Mart. Which is quite frankly the place you should be going to in order to stock up on supplies of alcohol to enable you to safely endure this piece of schlock. Now for gore. No gore, but you get to see a half-dozen female corpses perfectly preserved in their glass Barbie boxes. Not to mention the women seem to look as though they're actually dead. Yes, you can see some of them breathing in many of their shots. Oh well. And as for nudity, there's no nudity either, although the killer has installed a two-way mirror in one of the rooms of the hotel he manages, so he can peek at undressing women. Now, The Monster of Venice, or the Embalmer, whichever title you prefer, gets a D+, a 3 out of 10. It's disappointingly mediocre, although if you want to enjoy this, just skip forward to the final 15 minutes. And if you want to get this, it's actually on the Pure Terror set from Mill Creek. The set is multi-regional, so you don't need to worry about region codes. Although if you, don't need to worry about the PALC NTSC issue for that one. Alright, that's it for that one. I do not do requests, but if you have questions about DVDs or if any certain type of horror, action film, sci-fi film that you want me to check out, just hit me up in the comment section. I'll see if I have anything coming up in that genre. Okay, I know that honestly this lockdown just keeps on going. I also feel sorry for the Victorians because their 6th lockdown is just going even further. Anyway, I hope you guys are staying safe. Take it easy, relax, and that's it for this review. See ya.